Today I'm sharing with you a recipe for my ultimate boldly spiced ginger snap cookies. Now listen, I didn't really like ginger snap cookies when I was a little kid because I guess I thought the flavor was too mature, too spicy, I don't know, but as I've eaten them over the years, I've really grown to love them. And in my house, you can't have holidays without ginger snaps. So when I share this recipe on my blog, you guys can feel free to adjust the spices however you like if you want them more warmly spiced, if you want the spice a little bit more toned back. Experiment, you're the boss in your own kitchen, spice these cookies however you like. I have some all-purpose flour in my mixing bowl. I also have some salt and some baking soda. For my spices, I have a blend of the all-important ground ginger. I have some allspice, some cinnamon, and some ground black pepper. I also have white and brown sugars, unsulfured molasses, an egg at room temperature, some vanilla bean paste, and some softened, unsalted butter in my mixer bowl. So to make my favorite ginger snap cookies, I like to start by taking all of my spices and stirring them into my granulated sugar. Sometimes spices can really clump up, especially if they're fresh and they still have a lot of their wonderful essential oils in them. So I am whisking my spices into my granulated sugar to make sure they're really nicely dispersed. And then I'll add my granulated sugar spice mixture as well as some dark brown sugar to my mixer bowl, and I'll get this creaming until it forms a nice sandy smooth paste. So while that creams together, you want to take your all-purpose flour and just whisk in your salt and your baking soda. So once you got a nice smooth paste, add your large egg, your vanilla. I'm using 2 teaspoons of vanilla bean paste because the spices are so important in these boldly spiced ginger snaps, and I love the idea of vanilla bean. You could use vanilla extract too if you like. And then some unsulfured molasses. So cream this together until it's nice and combined. So this looks great. So I'll give it one final scrape. Add in my flour. And we'll mix this on low just until it comes together. So I've transferred this to a bowl and I'm going to let this dough rest for several hours, or overnight preferably, and that's going to give the dough a chance to really develop a beautiful flavor from that nice blend of spices. It's also going to keep the dough from spreading too much when I bake them, since it is an all butter cookie dough. So once your dough has had a chance to chill, preheat your oven to 330 degrees and line a cookie sheet with some parchment. You want to scoop out your ginger snap dough in rounded 2 tablespoon lumps. You can make them a little smaller, you can make them a little bigger if you like, whatever you want to do. And then give them just a little bit of a press down, just take the mound off the top of them. And then I like to sprinkle my ginger snaps with some sugar. You could use granulated sugar, you could use turbinado sugar, but I'm just using some white sanding sugar here because I think that it contrasts really nice with the deep spiced color of the cookie. So once you have these all scooped out and sprinkled with sugar, we're going to bake them for 15 to 18 minutes. And keep an eye on these cookies. You can bake them a little less if you like a chewier ginger snap. If you like a crispier ginger snap, bake them a little longer. So there you go, my favorite holiday ginger snap cookies. You guys are gonna love this recipe. It's really boldly spiced, definitely a kicked up ginger snap cookie. Check out my blog to see all of the ingredients you're gonna need as well as the technique and the spices that I used in these cookies. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to Baking with Dan on YouTube. And until next time, happy ginger snap baking and stay sweet.